Good morning, and welcome to the first meeting of the House Standing Committee on Banking and Insurance. We have a bill and a resolution for the committee to consider this morning. But before we get started, if you would, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Bentley. Representative Fisher.
Here.
Representative Flannery.
Present in my annex office.
Thank you. Representative Frazier Gordon. Representative Gooch.
Here in the room.
Representative Hatton.
Here in the room.
Representative Kirk McCormick.
Here.
Representative Koenig.
Here in the room.
Representative Cole Carney.
Here in the room.
Representative Lockett.
Here in the room.
Representative McPherson.
Here in the room.
Representative Meredith. Representative Pollock.
Here in the room.
Representative Roberts.
Here in the room.
Representative Santoro.
Here.
Representative Smith.
Present in my office.
Thank you. Representative Stevenson.
Present in the room.
Representative Upchurch.
Present in the room.
Representative Westrom. Vice Chair Lewis.
Present in the room.
Chairman Rowland.
Present, and we do have a quorum. Looks like we are authorized to conduct business this morning. Before we get started, I want to introduce an intern we have working for us this session, or working for our staff on the B&I committee, Miss Abigail Jewell. If you would wave at everyone. She's a UK student who will be working with our B&I committee staff, and she'll also be helping out on the Judiciary Committee. So let's please make her feel welcome. Any other member have a guest in the room or that they'd like to introduce? We don't have a big crowd, so I'd say not. We'll go ahead and get started. The first bill for consideration this morning is House Bill 171 by Representative Fisher. If you would, please introduce yourself, your guest, and you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Joe Fisher, State Representative from the 68th House District. I'm joined here by Melissa Dallas, who is a manager at the Federal Home Loan Bank Board in Cincinnati, and along with Dustin Miller on my left. House Bill 171 regards the Federal Home Loan Bank Board. The Federal Home Loan Bank Board lends money to member financial institutions, including banks and insurance companies, to provide additional capital and liquidity to those financial institutions. House Bill 171 will allow Kentucky-domiciled insurance companies to borrow from the Federal Home Loan Bank on the same terms as Kentucky banks and credit unions do. This bill has passed in 21 states, including our neighbors in Ohio, Tennessee, Indiana, West Virginia, Illinois, and Missouri. So that's the basis of the bill. If you have any questions.
Motion on the bill.
We do have a motion and a second on the bill. Any member seeking recognition for a question or a comment on this topic? This was an issue that we discussed back in December, if you all remember. Representative Westrom, I believe, has a question or a comment.
I was just wondering if this is an end coil topic.
No, this was not an NCOIL topic.
Well, you're brilliant. Thank you.
Any other member seeking recognition at this time? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Bentley. Representative Fisher.
Yes.
Representative Flannery.
Okay.
Representative Frazier Gordon. Representative Gooch. Representative Hatton.
Yes.
Representative Kirk McCormick.
Yes.
Representative Koenig.
Yes.
Representative Cole Carney.
Yes.
Representative Lewis.
Yes.
Representative Lockett.
Yes.
Representative McPherson.
Yes.
Representative Meredith.
Yes, ma'am.
Representative Pollock.
Yes.
Representative Roberts.
Yes.
Representative Santoro. Representative Smith.
Yes.
Representative Stevenson. Representative Upchurch.
Yes.
Representative Westrom. Chairman Rowland.
Yes, and the motion does pass. Congratulations, Representative Fisher. It's my understanding that the committee cannot put a bill on consent. Consent may be considered by the Committee on Committees at a later date, but congratulations on passage.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman Rowland. I need to vote yes. I was trying to unmute and did not get it in time.
Duly noted, Representative. Next up this morning will be House Concurrent Resolution 12, presented by primary co-sponsor Representative Meredith. When you're ready, introduce yourself and your guest, and you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I appreciate the opportunity and the faith you have placed in me to carry your piece of legislation this morning. I'll let my guest introduce himself for the record.
I'm John Cooper with Kentucky Bankers Association.
This is another issue that we discussed in the last meeting of the interim back in early December. The issue of the federal government's proposal to monitor and have banks report on transactions of $600 per day or later on $10,000 non-wage deposits throughout the year. As I said at that meeting, and as many members asked for, what could we do as a committee on that proposal? And I mentioned at that time that banks are primarily regulated by the federal government, so there's very little that we can do as far as action, but we can share our thoughts on this issue, and that's what Concurrent Resolution 12 does. When this proposal has been discussed in Washington, folks like Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and others have said this is to catch people who are millionaires and billionaires cheating on their taxes. The reality is that millionaires and billionaires have access to CPAs and tax attorneys who allow them and help them to find ways to find the loopholes and tax shelters in our current tax code that keep them from really having to worry about transactions like this. They don't operate in $600 transactions daily or $10,000 annual transactions. This affects small town, middle class, and poor folks. And frankly, it's something that they fear their private financial information being shared, being disclosed to the federal government. I've heard tons on this issue since the proposal was released, and I think that what we have to understand is banks in the Commonwealth will follow whatever regulations and laws are passed by the federal government because that's who regulates them. But this does create an adversarial relationship between our banks, our financial institutions, and their customers. And the primary goal of regulating banks and financial institutions has always been the safety and soundness to protect the customer and to protect the customer from any discriminatory practices or misleading practices. And this goes far beyond that.
We have a motion on the bill from Representative Frazier and a second from Representative Fisher. Any comments or questions from the members on the committee? Or John, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I think he did a really good job explaining it. The one thing I wanted to point out was that there was bipartisan pushback from Congress on this proposal, and one of the things should be noted: cash transactions of $10,000 plus $1 are already reportable under the Bank Secrecy Act.
Yeah. I have a note as well that the Kentucky credit unions are very supportive of this resolution. They've also been very vocal at the federal level and are supportive of what you're doing here this morning, Representative Meredith. Any questions, comments? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, if you would please call the roll.
Representative Bentley, Representative Fisher,
Yes.
Representative Flannery,
Yes.
Representative Frazier Gordon, Representative Gooch, Representative Hatton,
Yes.
Representative Kirk McCormick,
Yes.
Representative Koenig, Representative Cole Carney,
Yes.
Representative Lewis,
Yes.
Representative Lockett,
Yes.
Representative McPherson,
Yes.
Representative Meredith,
Yes, ma'am.
Representative Pollock,
Yes, ma'am.
Representative Roberts,
Yes.
Representative Santoro, Representative Smith,
Yes.
Representative Stevenson, Representative Upchurch,
Yes.
Representative Westrom, Chairman Rowland.
Yes, and motion does pass. Again, not eligible to be put on consent at this time, but congratulations on passage. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Committee, thank you for your time and consideration.
Yes, Representative Bentley, would you like to record votes on House Bill 171 and HCR 12?
Yes, sir. Yes on both.
Yes on both. Thank you, sir. Seeing no more business to come before the committee at this time, I move we're adjourned. Just keep good issues coming in front of us, and they'll all be this way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the DOI. Also, Austin Wicker, he's asking for, this is in the data security.
Okay.
Let me forward that to you just so you know what's going on with it. We're just waiting. I'm waiting. There's about 3 bills I'm waiting for DOI to say yes. We'll accept changes.
I try to be.
Got it.
Try to be.
And once we,
I try to
I
earn my
don't want to
keep.
run the bills if they're opposed to parts of it. We may in the end, but we're just waiting on them. Then we'll file them and we'll have them ready for the committee. I'm trying not to do. My preference would be to not do more than one of my bills in any one committee.